June 15 updates are here and they contain a lot of big changes, so if you're interested in finding those out, keep watching. As always, first we're gonna be covering the changes that affect both of the servers the same way, and later on we will move to global exclusive changes, so that is EU, Asia and Japan. But before going further, let me tell you an awesome way to get Chronicle packs cheaper. The app gallery is holding special promotions that you can use to receive discounts of up to 40% off your purchases for this game, and if you're interested, I will walk you through a guide on how to do it. Now, I've actually tried to use it myself in secret and can confirm that it works perfectly. Now, do keep in mind that this promotion only works for Android or Huawei devices, so if you don't own such a device, you can try using an Android emulator on your PC. So to get started, you will have to download two apps, the gallery itself and the Edge MS Core. For both of them, I'll leave links in the pinned comment below. Once you create a app gallery account, you can go to the app and locate the Summoners for Chronicles app. You will need to download and install it on your device again, so it may take a couple of minutes to do so. After you finish downloading the app, go back to the store page, and right here you will see an image for the campaign tab. This is the same image, and basically in this campaign tab you are able to claim your coupons through the menu right here. And after you've claimed your coupon, go in game and select any of the packs that you wish to purchase. I, for example, did the Arena Pass. You will be able to see all of your coupons if you click right here, so just select the one that gives you the most value. And I personally selected PayPal as my preferred payment method. If you have funds, you can use them right there. If you're not, you can simply link your card to your PayPal account, and once the payment is completed, as you can see, the pack will finish up, payment is complete, and if you go back to the game, you will see that the purchase has been completed. And if you encounter any issues along the way, feel free to join their discount either through this link right here or through the link that I've left in the pinned comment as well. So starting with changes for both servers, Guild Siege is being added. This is sort of a PvP mode between 3 guilds, and it will have 12 bases each, and essentially you have to conquer those bases. The more bases you conquer, the more points you get, and the team with the most points wins in the end. Now, the first battle will only start after a good 3 weeks, so on July 3rd, so don't expect it to happen just yet, but once the update drops, we'll be covering it, so stick around. A new battlefield map or mode is getting added. This is the Sunset Island map. This one is all about defeating a boss monster of the enemy. So essentially, there will be 2 boss monsters that spawn on these pads. They will slowly move towards each other and they will fight each other. Your goal is to defeat the boss monster of the enemy team first, and if you do so, you will be winning the fight. There will also be some sort of minion phases that you can defeat from turrets that are available by climbing right here. So basically you spawn those minions help you attack, and essentially the first team who defeats the enemy boss or whoever does more damage in the end will be the winner, and the rewards are like these, very similar to the ones from the Capture the Flag mode. And another minor change while we talk about Battlefield is the Sky Waterfall Island. So this is the one where you play Capture the Flag basically, and some minor changes is that you will now be able to see multipliers of the flags that you have, and the points will basically be displayed more clearly. Another hugely awaited addition to both servers is the Equipment Succession. This is essentially a system where you are able to take the substat tiers of one weapon and sort of sacrifice that weapon on your main weapon in order for your main weapon to receive those succession grades. This is something I've covered in a different video, but this is essentially how it works. So you have a weapon that you want to sacrifice. That weapon has high substat tiers. This is your main weapon. For example, it might have very bad substat tiers. By sacrificing this weapon, you essentially give your main weapon some upgrade levels. You transfer any effect stone that is currently on the weapon, as well as transfer the substat tiers. So instead of having 4 D tiers, you will now have like 2S, 1A, 1B. outfit disassembling feature will be live. This will pretty much allow you to craft an item called premium sewing scissors, and with this item you are able to disassemble the outfit on your summoner, and that way you receive all of the resources back. And if you plan on switching your summoner, for example, you can disassemble all of the outfit and craft it once again on the new summoner. So another step towards easing the transition to different summoners if you feel like it. Hero area bosses are getting a lot of big changes, so I'll try to explain of them one by one. First of all, the spawn timers, instead of being every 3 hours, are now getting changed to every 5 minutes. Because of the respawn timers, they will no longer be shown on the map with a specific boss icon. And just like regular mobs on the field, I think this is a very bad change, but essentially it is no longer everyone who gets rewards for hitting the boss, it is only the first person who hit it, so very similar to how regular mob hunting works. In my opinion, very bad change, especially for servers where there is a lot of competition for these mobs, but we'll see how it goes. And yes, this means that you no longer receive any contribution rewards, so don't expect to receive tough letter from just helping out with the boss, because you need to hit it first in order to receive them. There will also be some changes to Baphomet, so the altar letter you receive will be incorporated into quests, so that should make the RNG a bit less annoying to deal with. And instead of the 5-star legend runes that mini bosses drop, these will be changed to 2 6-star legendary runes that you can receive from quests from the hero area. Now finally, this feature that was previously available is getting added back to the game, so you are once again able to randomly craft any rune without the need of specific rune pieces. You will only need, for 6-star legend runes, you only need magical rune pieces, 30,000 of them, 1000 rune enhancement stones and 3000 sky stones. So if you're having trouble by gathering those specific rune crafting materials, randomly crafting a rune will also be an option again. Now Galagos runes is getting some changes, so essentially the season will only reset every 4 weeks instead of 2, however do not worry, both the rewards as well as the shop items are getting doubled. So the clear rewards you can see right here. For the first floor, regular stages maximum 50k gold, 4.4k coins, so on and so on. So you can see this is basically the maximum that you can get. So if you apply all of the handicaps, if you apply a lot of those buffs to enemies, nerfs to your summoner monster, all that jazz. So for floor 2, the bosses will drop up to 17k coins. For floor 3, the boss will boss up to 22k, and floor 4, the bosses can drop up to 26.4k galagos coins. And with that, of course, the limits of how many items you can purchase are getting doubled. So 6 legendary scrolls, 20 legendary pieces, 2 catalysts, 2 devilmon, and basically every reward is doubled. Now jumping over to balancing changes, so 1 rune set is getting balanced. So vampire set will now have additional 5% drain on its set effect. KINA is getting a lot of buffs, or in some cases it might be nerfs for you. So first of all, her first skill on all elements will no longer require energy of specific element to activate, and it will just activate without any conditions. So electric shock, frostbite, burn, continuous recovery, all that jazz no longer requires energies to activate. And KINA's second skills will now have a lower multiplier, and it will also multiply instead of defense, it will multiply by attack. So if you are rocking a defensive build, it is a nerf for you, but if you are rocking a more offensive build, maybe a crit damage build, this should be an overall buff for you. There are quite a bit of balancing changes for monsters as well, so I'll only try to cover the more popular ones and quickly explain how it works. So Fire Elemental's crit rate up is getting boosted from 50 to 100 when using the nuke skill. Water Amazon's buff, instead of crit rate up, is getting changed to attack up. Wind Inferno cooldown increase duration is now double from 3 to 6 seconds. The Light Werewolf's buff ability Predator's Cry is getting changed from 5 mana to 4, and cooldown of course drops by 6 seconds. A few minor changes to Wind and Dark Battle Mammoths, but I'm not gonna cover too much since not too many people use them. And now the big change, the complete killer, the shift of meta, the Water Pirate Captain. So this pretty much kills him completely in Arena and Brawl. So time to loot, mana cost is getting changed from 3 to 4 mana. The cooldown is getting adjusted from 18 to 24 seconds, and if it wasn't enough insult to injury, the buffs and debuffs that he does are getting dropped from 20 seconds to 14 seconds. And of course, if you're keen on using his first skill, it will now do level 2 recovery received down for 10 seconds. Fire Chimera getting some minor damage buffs, so the Collapse and Ultimate Collapse will do more damage if targets has burn, and the chance to burn with the Revenge skill is getting increased by 10%. Wind Chimera is getting a decent buff, so the Knockdown skill will have a higher chance to activate as well as last for 1 extra second, and the Electric Shock he does will be boosted to level 2 instead of level 1. And the Lightning skill, the cooldown is getting dropped to 3 mana and 18 seconds instead of 4 mana and 24 seconds. The damage he deals will no longer scale with max HP, it looks like, or maybe this is just a typo, but basically the damage will be lowered a bit. And the conditions for stun will no longer require the Electric Shock, so this could be a huge buff for him. Wind Vampire Hunter getting his skills, so both Rapid Shot and Ultimate Rapid Shot will now have unrevivable abilities, so you can use them to counter those revivers or soul revive units. Wind Joker's chance to stun on his first skill is getting buffed by 10%. Fire Occurralger's first skill Toy Knot now has a chance to increase skill cooldown by 20%. The same change is applied to the Wind one, and instead it now has increased skill cooldown by 30%, and on top of that, her second skill, Help Me Teddy, or no, I think that's the passive, is getting changed to give level 2 mana cost up instead of level 1. And similar to the Fire one, the Light Occult Girl Toy Knot will also get increased skill cooldown by 20%. Wind Beetle Knight looks like he is receiving a nerf actually, so his passive will now only activate every 9 seconds instead of 5. The damage will be higher overall, but the chance to apply the swap from defense down, or rather from defense up to defense down, will be 100% instead of 6. So maybe it's not enough actually overall. And similar adjustments are getting made to the Light one as well. So instead of activating every 6 seconds, it will now activate every 10. But the chance to the move beneficial effect is getting buffed from 55% to 100%. Big changes to Dark Pioneer, so he will now steal 2 buffs instead of 1, he will deal more damage, and doing damage will have easier conditions, and the rate of receiving attack up and continuous recovery will be changed to 100% instead of 90%. Dark Jack-O-Lantern is getting a lot of buffs. I will spare you the time because not too many people have him, so if you're interested, read up on it here. I will be skipping forward. And a few buffs to the collab units from the One Punch Man. So Terrible Tornado is having a little bit of a higher multiplier on her Psychic Throw, and the chance to increase cooldown on the Summoner is getting buffed from 30 to 40%. And her Psychic Catapult second skill is getting a higher multiplier. And the Fire Samurai is getting a few minor changes, so instead of 18% chance of 80% chance of the Master Swordsman skill activating, it is now changed to 100%, and the decrease in Master Swordsmanship level is decreased from level 3 to level 2. A few new events coming to both servers. So first of all, Summoner Development Pathfinder. This looks like sort of achievement like quests for your Summoner and your monsters. Once you complete these, you are done and it's pretty much over. That's very similar to how various dungeon achievements work, Summoner improvement achievements work, stuff like that. And there will of course be the Arena Surprise Wheel, where you are able to do Arena and Brawl Arena and spin the wheel for some rewards. That's it for the updates for both servers, and it looks like NA is actually not having any exclusive updates, so we're gonna be jumping right into global changes for EU, Japan and Asia only. So first of all, the Farakel raid, the Tree of Heroes raid, is getting added. It requires 503,000 power in order to receive the bonus. It's a pretty difficult dungeon, but I have already made a video about it, so if interested in a guide, it's quite lengthy, but I try to explain every mechanic in a lot of detail. I'll leave it in the pinned comment below. On top of that, global servers are receiving a new monster, the 5-star magical archer. You will be able to summon her through banners, and these units are pretty cool. They have a new mechanic called weak point damage, which basically means non-critical attacks that do higher damage as well. They have special effects, so really look into summoning them. I personally only summoned the water one, and she is OP, trust me, so I definitely recommend summoning her. As far as for other ones, you may have to rely on other reviewers for that. And the banner will last for 2 weeks in total, up until June 29th. And one last change for global servers only, so that together with the new monster release, you are also getting a Plenty of Mythical Summons event, which until June 29th as well will allow you to summon 150 mystical scrolls to receive 12 mystical and 1 legendary scroll back. And yeah, that's about it for the main changes coming today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.